100 and back down, just build your legs, you know. If he would, I'm gonna bring him up here. So women, you gotta stay strong here. You gotta stay strong.
Good job. Woo! Woo! Woo!
They're not gone.
Let's go, Nick.
You can go get them.
Come on.
Are you gonna go this way, and then you're gonna go full lap around the track? Right on.
Good job, Roscoe. Nice job, Ben.
Come on, kid. Hey, that's what I like to see. Hey, you're done. Take it out.
So we're talking to Coach Bill McClement from Bellingham Red Raiders
Yes,
cross-country team.
Yes,
You've
sir.
got a great group of guys and girls both, don't you?
Yes, sir. They're really great kids to work with. They're really wonderful. We're really blessed to have them.
Now, are you a runner?
Yes, yes, yes.
Is that how you got started coaching, by being a runner?
Yeah, a long time ago. Probably older than Ben Franklin.
So, where did you run at? Here in Bellingham?
No. My father was Navy, so we were all over, and so San Juan, Puerto Rico at one point, Charleston, South Carolina. I walked on at Washington and worked my way up the hard way, and finished #1 on the first team, 1977, to go to the NCAA. So yeah. So
Now, who was your coach?
Dixon Farmer.
What did he tell you that inspired you?
Well, I was a walk-on, so you got to be somebody that really wants it, and so I don't know. I just grind it out, and I knew I wanted to do it. So.
How do you get the kids inspired here? I mean, do you tell them the same thing you learned? Do you teach them more? Is there a lot to?
Well, I know, over the years I've kind of gone back and forth and all that, and I think what they appreciate is the truth, and the truth is it's a hard sport, and it's not for everybody. But we try to teach them the things that go into improvement. We're not really focused on so much on what's external, just improvement. What are those things that go into racing well and training well? And so that, and we want to be like straightforward. This is, as I said, a hard sport, and you got to organize to do it, and you can have great rewards if you do that. So.
Now, do you coach both boys and girls?
Yes, boys and girls, and track.
Is it different?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of things are the same, but a lot of things are different too. So, but they're all hard workers, and the ones that stay with it. You can see right now over there, they're getting it. That group. Of three,
yeah.
Right, they're not that is our warm down is moving along. That's what we wanted to see. Okay, and had to convince them that they can do that. So I just keep coming at it and tell them the truth. And there's a lot of great coaches up here in Bellingham, and I think they all do the same thing in their own way. We've had a lot of kids in the city of Bellingham and in Whatcom County go on to a lot of NCAA schools, and a lot of kids here over the last 20 years have gone on to Pac-12. And
Tell us about Cade Brown.
so Cade is a senior now, and he does he never complains about anything. He always accepts responsibility for everything. He's our ASB president, and we're really fortunate to have him in our program. And he's run 9:21 for 3,200 meters, and fourth at state last year in track. And so he's the leader of our team.
And at the very end, he stood at the finish line after he finished, gave high five to everybody.
He does. You know, he has done that. He has done that from his very first race as a 9th grader.
Wow.
And whether, I tell you, it's really amazing. Whether he has a good race or a bad race, he does it. And I've seen him in some days where the race has been like a punch in the stomach. And you know what? He has the composure to stand there and follow through. So it's not just something that he does when he feels good. He does it because he respects all the competitors and he follows through with regardless of what happens in his own race.
Great character.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful.
It is a really great character, yeah.
So when's your next meet, Coach?
So our next meet is next Thursday. We put on a meet only for the JV.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to make sure that they have something. I think the latest count is we have about 10 schools coming.
Mm-hmm.
And one lap around Lake Padden, which everybody in the city can relate to. And so that's really cool. Thanks to Coach Bachmeyer, our assistant, that does that. And Liam, excuse me. Liam, you got to go, right? I understand? Okay.
Birthday
off. Eye contact. Great.
Yes,
Thank you.
good deal.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach.
And after that, it's the conference meet, which, thanks to coaches like Kevin Ryan, who puts it on, frankly, puts it on from Seahome. It's a great venue, and it's a great meet for our whole city and county. Everybody can see most all of it, and so it's a good celebration of the sport.
If someone wanted to find out more information about the cross-country team, is there a Facebook page?
Yes, yeah, there's a Facebook. Our assistant coach, Eric Bachmeyer, keeps that. Cross-country Facebook page for Bellingham Cross Country, and I think the other teams have that as well. And a track and field page, and also our web page, has a lot of information on it. But yeah, most everything's there now, probably instead of the print newspapers.
Well, thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah.
And you can set them on the course too.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
You got this, Grace. You got it. One more lap. Hey, Grace. Come on, Grace. Let's go, Libby. Good job, Libby. Good job, Libby. And I don't deal with it.
Ready?
You
You got the memo.
Come on, Baker from first place.
Come on, Baker. Grab your stick. There you go, Baker.
Have a stick.
Good job, Blaine.
Grab a stick. No, they're still running by down there.
Hey, Bob, for that time. Radius.
Sorry.
Tag on the sticker. Woo! There we go.
guys probably want to move up.
We're at B-Bay Running, the store that gives you a lot of equipment, a lot of information about races, and we're talking to David Penrose. David, what's going on here at the store? How long have you been here?
Well, the store, B-Bay Running, is part of a history of the oldest running shoe store in Whatcom County. It's over 21 years old, May of this year. It started out as Worldwide Running in a garage by Jim Clevenger and his wife Holly. And eventually they decided to go brick and mortar. They moved into a shop just down the road, Diana's Italiano Cafe. And they changed the name to, and got the brilliant idea of moving everything online as well. And they got runningshoes.com, did brilliantly with sales. Someone made them probably a really nice offer on that domain names a few years later. They changed the name once again once they were out of runningshoes.com and changed it to Clicks Running and Walking. I acquired the business 14 months ago and decided to rebrand it to B-Bay Running to connect a little bit more with just our environment, our localizing it. And I'm a big advocate of buy local, think local, and be local. And B-Bay just resonated with me a lot more. Short for Bellingham Bay Running Company.
How about your running career? Tell us about your running. Did you get running in elementary school, high school, college?
I've been running most of my life. Formally it came in middle school. A little bit more was into track and cross country in high school, and ran throughout my life. In the Navy, I was a runner as well. But I got into distance running, which is my love today. Marathon and above is where I like doing most of my runs. And I think that's what attracted me to the Bellingham Bay Marathon, which I eventually became event director for a number of years. Enjoyed that experience to no end. When I stepped down to that, I had this void because I really loved connecting with the people, the entire range of individuals, from the elite athletes all the way down to those that were doing their first run, whether that was their first half marathon or moving up to the first marathon or a 5K. Love the families that were involved, love the elderly that were involved, love the entire range of connection, and I love getting to know these people as well. But then I had this hole, this void, once I stepped down from event director of Bellingham Bay Marathon. When Jim Clevenger approached me and said, "Dave, do you have an interest in this store?" I jumped at the opportunity, and now I'm reconnecting at the same way. And what I look at, what I'm doing now, is providing healthy lifestyle solutions. If I can provide a solution to anyone that comes in the store that's looking to maintain or improve on their healthy lifestyle, and they're walking out with a better shoe or a treatment product or a shirt that's just going to keep the sweat off their back a little bit better, whatever's going to help promote their healthy lifestyle, that's what I'm looking to do. And I enjoy talking to people on what they're going to do that day, the next week, and that year. So I love the connection I've got.
Now, when you started running, did you have a coach?
I didn't. And I remember, I did in high school,
Okay.
Middle school and high school, but after that, I never got a coach, and I definitely paid the price for that as well. My first marathon was a Marine Corps marathon, and it was all self-taught. There wasn't a lot online back then, so I just grabbed what I could, and it was extremely painful after I got through that marathon, and some of the training was as well. But I enjoyed the experience. I think, like many people that run their first marathon, after they're done, and maybe for about 24 hours, 48 hours, they say, "I'll never do that again." But then, you know, that pain subsides, and you get that feeling of the accomplishment that you just did. You've stepped up your life in a way that you've not achieved in any other capacity, and you're fulfilled in a lot of ways. And that resonated with me, and I was starting to look at all my next races and how do I get to a new plateau in that. And so I started training better. Eventually I got some coaching as well.
Now, speaking of coaching, do you offer coaching here at B-Bay?
We don't, but there's a number of vehicles that are in this area, whether it's Bellingham Fit, Fit School, or Everybody's Gym. There's many opportunities for coaching in this area. GBRC is has excellent opportunities for track workouts, and they've got some social runs as well.
The Greater Bellingham Running Club.
Greater Bellingham Running Club, yeah.
Now, there's a lot of running clubs, Skagit runners here, up north in Canada. How many people do you think are in the club here in Greater Bellingham?
That's a good question. I would guess that there's somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 maybe in the membership, but I do not know. That's just a guess.
Now, how many people come into this?
And that's probably, I'm thinking that though that might be adult membership, but if you look at families and everything, my guess is the number is on a head count basis it far exceeds that.
How about kids running? You said you support kids running. How do you support the programs?
We've made donations to Girls on the Run and other types of family-oriented events, and so we try to support those as best we can.
Do you see the running clubs and people? Is there a lot of people involved, or is it starting to go down a little bit?
Oh no, there's you can definitely tell that there's more and more people involved. There's individual groups that are forming, whether that's something like Renegade Runners or Bellingham Trail Running Club. You're seeing a vast expanse of number of events in the Bellingham, Whatcom, and Skagit County areas as well. The number of events is far up there. Just about every weekend there's some type of run event that you can find.
Now, how about your business here? You sponsor races also, like the Thursday Pub Run. Tell us about that.
Well, our Thursday Pub Run is a lot having to do with social, but it's also promotion of healthy lifestyle. We've got, Bellingham is a growing brewery melting pot here. We've got, I believe, 11 or 12 breweries. There's going to be a 13th one very soon. And it just seems to me that I connect up with that part of it. I know that when I was doing a lot of runs, my friends and I would go have a beer afterwards, and it just like, well, let's provide that. Let's just do that every Thursday. And so we've got a lot of different routes that we go on, so we mix it up that way. We go to different pubs. Sometimes we go to 2 pubs in one run. We've even gone to 3 pubs in one run. At some point, I see us doing like a mini Olympics where it may not be pints, but you may be samplers or something where you're having a little taste of that at several different pubs in one run. A group of friends of mine and I, when we're in Bend, Oregon, they've got a tap trail down there similar to what Bellingham has. We decided to do the tap trail on a run. We ended up that Saturday running close to a half marathon in distance, and gosh, I think we visited, and my guess is it's somewhere upwards of 12 to 15 pubs in that one day. And the distances weren't always trivial. There were some big distances in Bend between their breweries and their pubs. So that resonated with me, and I like to do something similar to that right here.
And what time is the pub run on Thursday here at the store?
That's at every 6 p.m. every
6 p.m.?
Thursday. Yeah.
How many people do you expect? Do you usually get?
It depends on the weather. We definitely have some fair weather runners here, and it depends on the pub that we're going to as well. The length of the run, whether there's any elevation. Most of the runs are very tame as far as elevation, because the only one that we have some elevation in is when we go to the Arboretum. Otherwise, we go to the waterfront, we go along the creek. We've got a really nice mix of urban and trail runs for the most part. But we have anywhere between 5 to 20 people, depends on what the weather's like.